Hey guys, alright, so on to part two of my dream series. That's what I'm going to call it. I've got two other dreams that I'm going to share in this video, and then I'm going to make one more. And so in this one, I'm in a big green field, and I can see mountains in the distance, and it's real pretty, and I just know that there's about to be a show in the sky. But I know the show's not fireworks, so I don't know what kind of show would be in the sky. But I was sitting there and looking at the scenery, looking around, and my mom is there again. My mom tends to be in majority of my dreams, and then also my grandma, she's in it too. And I remember that I set up a YouTube account for my grandma and grandpa. They were going to have two separate YouTubes. And my aunt comes out of nowhere and she asked me, she was like, hey, do they have YouTubes? And I look at her and I'm like, yeah, I just made them. And what I find odd a little bit on this is, my grandparents and my aunt, I don't really know if they're saved. So not really sure what this portion's trying to tell me. But right after that happens, look up into the sky, and then to the right side, the mountains and everything are, probably on this side, and then right over the mountains come all these clouds. And we're looking straight up, and, I'm thinking, oh no, clouds are coming. We're gonna miss the show in the sky. And then that was it. That was the end of that dream. And so I got to kind of breaking it down a little bit, and the only, I kind of touched on my grandparents and, my aunt. I'm not going to be seeing my grandparents. I haven't seen them probably, I guess, in 2 years. We've talked every once in a while, but, I really don't know if they're saved, because, they travel a lot in their RV, so they're hardly ever home. They're always all over. And then my aunt, same thing. I haven't talked to her. It's been a good 2 to 3 years I've seen her, but I haven't really talked to her. But in that dream itself, the only thing that really stood out to me was the clouds. We're looking for something in the sky. I know it's not fireworks. What else could it be? So it made me think of Revelation. And let's go over to Revelation 1:7. And this is going to be the piece that I'm going to tie this to. And alright, so 1:7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So that's obviously his second coming. So what I find interesting is it ended before I saw it. So, I'm taking that as possible rapture. I don't know. And then, the second coming, is that saying that, part of my family is going to be stuck? I hope not. I pray blood of Jesus on them almost every single night. And so, I hope not, and I've talked to a lot of them, I've sent them a lot of things, and so I hope that's not the case, but that's just the only really big piece that made me think of, is this second coming. Is that what I saw? Because I saw those clouds rolling in, and I'm thinking, oh, we're going to miss the show. Well, those that, believe and are born again, our hope and our promise, to us is rapture. And, so we'll be going home first, and then, there will also be tribulation saints. So, that also made me think I started them YouTube accounts. Maybe, after, we're gone, maybe they're going to start speaking, maybe they're going to start speaking up, and, I don't know. Who knows what will really end up happening, but that was just my interpretation of that one. So, once again, always eager for y'all's interpretation as well. And so the next one, it's just a short dream that, and still mind you, this was all, all in one night that I got all this. And so on this one, trying to pull in my notes here, just I have them all written everywhere. I don't want to get them all messed up. The next one, I was flying, and so I knew that I was not in my body, and I felt like I was a surveyor, and I had a camera in my hand, and I was flying around and taking pictures of everything, landscapes, taking pictures of this big field of, I don't know, grass or wheat, whatever it was, and then, flying over and then seeing the ocean. Right when I got to the ocean, I remember looking in my camera lens in the bottom, 76. I saw 76. That just prominently stood out. So I don't really know what that means, but that was just the main piece of that stood out to me. And, I was going into all these areas. I was swooping down. I was able to take extraordinary photos, but I was flying. So, that obviously is being transformed. That's obviously showing me, that's what I love doing. I love taking pictures of landscapes. I love, the ocean and, coming up on, beautiful photo ops. I've loved that forever. So I don't know. Is that something that I'm going to be doing later on? Am I doing that for a reason and, helping God do something? I don't know. But that one, I don't have much for. I don't have a whole lot of interpretation on, other than, it felt like that it was post-rapture. That's the only thing I know. And so once again, feel free to let me know what you think on both of those. And then I'll be back and start doing part 3, and then we'll finish everything up. All right, love you guys.